Hey everyone, it's Cygnus, and welcome back to Create Astral. So, we're starting the episode a little far from home, to be completely honest. And the reason for that is I'm running out of food pretty fast, and the farm situation that I have going isn't gonna work. So, I went out looking for some farm animals, and I found a few chickens, and I actually started leading these cows. You are very loud. Leading these cows over before the start of the episode, and you can see where my house is on the little mini map in the top right. So we are a little bit far from home. Now, just as an advanced warning, if I start to sound a little out of breath at any point, I am still a little bit sick, not doing the best, but I didn't want to not... Chicken, you are literally stopping this cow from walking. Well, I didn't want to keep you guys from Create Astral, and honestly, I just wanted to keep playing, and I don't feel right playing a whole lot off camera. So here we are, and this is gonna take me a little bit to lead these guys over, but hopefully I might actually pick up some sheep or something on the way. Hey, little guy. And I have an area cleared out that I'm going to use to make a create contraption that is going to actually handle a lot of my food processing for me, with the only thing that it's not going to handle is getting like beef or fish. It should handle all of the crops that I have, and the idea is pretty simple, but to do it, I am going to need to find some sheep and visit one of those, because I need slime to make super glue, because super glue is going to allow me to actually put together all of my contraptions. These guys sure are slow. I'm sure there's a faster way to lead these animals, but I don't know it, and this is just the way I've always done it. Okay, we are almost there. I might just skip ahead for you guys, not make you sit here and watch me slowly lead cows. Okay, the cows have come home, and I'm gonna need to set up a little situation for them, and I don't have my fences on me. Let's go and grab those. Actually, should have been a bit more prepared for this. Do I even have fences made? Not even close to the number I'm going to need, so let's make those up real quick. I probably just made way too many sticks, but that's okay. We will need a lot of those later, because my food plan's either going to involve steak and making burgers, or it's going to be making barbecue on a stick. I also could probably automate something to make sushi, but it's a bit more work than I want to do. So let's go over here. We can clear this a little bit because I don't want them to have any risk of jumping out. And I will probably organize it so that each of the animals are sort of set in their own little areas. But for now, I'm just gonna do... Oh, no. You stay over here. Guys, hey. Yep, hello. Come on. Back in the area, thank you. And we'll just close this up. We'll get a gate later, but we don't need to worry about that just yet. But we can go ahead and feed these guys and get this whole process started. But in this area, I'm gonna build a farming windmill. So, in case you didn't actually know, historically, windmills were primarily used as a way of grinding down wheat. They were used on farms to automate the process of turning wheat into wheat flour. So, at the bottom of most old-fashioned windmills, you'll find a millstone. And that's sort of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be setting up multiple layers of farms and using Create's automation tools, having those farms automatically collect and then deposit their goods down the windmill into an area where it will be automatically crafting food for me with hopefully very little input from me. Now, there are a few things I need to find first, like I need to get cabbage if I want to be able to make the burgers efficiently, and I need a lot of it. And I'll need to get sheep if I want to be able to make the windmill actually work. Because, well, you can't make windmill sails without sheep. What is this weird pixelation on my face? Oh yeah, and if you didn't notice, I have a new skin. I think it looks pretty good. I made it myself. I actually made the skin before myself as well, but I feel like this one matches my energy a bit better. The other one felt a little bit too anime, which, nothing wrong with that, just isn't entirely me, and I shouldn't walk around with my armor off, especially if it's just starting to get dark. Now, I know there's some sheep over in the dark oak forest, so we can maybe check that out. I will need chickens, so I'll set something up to bring them over, but I won't have any way to gather eggs just yet because I need to make a dropper system. Now, the automation over here, I will be expanding upon and getting a proper factory, but that's probably not going to happen in this episode because that's going to take a bit more time, and I'm going to need to clear out a much larger space to make a proper warehouse. And the warehouse will serve as a factory, and it's where I'm going to do most of my major automations while I'm here, including getting started on some of the production of stuff like shimmer, which that's going to pose its own difficulties. But I think in the next day, I'm going to go out and gather as much wood and stone as I can convince myself to collect, and then we can start building the base structure for the windmill. And then inside of that base structure, it's probably going to be, I'd say, like a diameter of like 9, and then there will be probably actually, if I do water block, pillar up the middle, that should keep everything saturated, spins around, and okay, yeah. You can probably tell I haven't put a whole lot of thought into this just yet, and I haven't actually like built a prototype, which I probably should do at some point, but honestly, I'm perfectly fine with you guys just seeing my process here. But let's go out and gather some resources. I'm gonna need a lot of wood and a lot of stone because I want it to look decent, but I'm also not the best builder, but I'm working on that. And I think this is a good opportunity to learn how to make something that is functional, also look really good. But I will be right back. Oh, and I did forget to tell you guys, after the last episode, I did a bit of work with Hephaestus, and I did make just some basic super tools from Hephaestus. I don't know what they're actually called. I call them super tools. I think they're called tier 3 tools or tier 2. But these are special because they allow me to just break, say, an entire tree or an entire vein of ore by only hitting one block. So this should really speed up the process. And they weren't too expensive. Actually making them did consume all of my iron, but they're really not expensive to make. And I made most of the patterns I would need to make out of gold. And I'm out of gold as well. But I'm gonna go gather these resources, and at the risk of repeating myself, I will see you guys in a minute. So I have been searching far and wide for some cabbage, but what I found instead is sea corn. I mean, I guess that's useful. Probably use that to grow corn, yeah. Not what I had planned, and I still need to keep searching for cabbage, but hey, it's better than nothing. I do have a lot of resources, but I still need more if I want to build this, and I want to build it right. So, back to the search. Oh, finally. So, not even too far down the beach, I have finally found wild cabbage. And yes, wild cabbage grows on beaches, and I need wild cabbage because it drops the seeds. With the seeds, I can start properly growing cabbage myself, and that is honestly the most valuable thing I could find right now. And while I was searching, I did find something a little weird. You may notice it on the minimap already. There are a lot of drowned over there, and I do not know why. It looks like there's some kind of structure down there, but I would rather not risk exploring that, especially this early on. So I'm gonna keep that in my mind and just maybe come back to it later when we have a bit more stuff. But for now, I'm gonna check out whatever this is, which I think is just a train station. And then we're probably gonna head home and start the building process. I should be able to complete it with what I have. I've done a bit more gathering since I last spoke to y'all. Oh, hey, there's some more cabbage over there. We got some little pieces of stuff for crafting and create. That's useful. What we got in here? Bronze sheet, coal. Okay, I will take the bronze sheet. And this all seems useful, but it's nothing that I don't already have. We'll go ahead and take some more cabbage seeds, because we will need a lot of these to fill out the farming section for cabbage. But it kind of looks like this is just kind of an empty place. Let me see if there's anything up in the actual train station. Nope. And is there anything in the control office? I think that's what it's called. I know there's gonna be, yep, a train signal, and that's about it. Alright, so we can just go and head back home. I will see you guys when I'm there. Alright, so we've made it home with all the resources that we're probably gonna need, and now the only thing really left to do is build it. But that's obviously going to take a little bit, and I don't want to bore you guys with the details. So I'm going to try this little magic trick that I learned from a couple other YouTubers, just watching their channels. And we're going to give it a try. I've never done it before, so we gotta get in the right stance, and doesn't really look that great, I'm going to be honest. I can probably do some more decorating, but I definitely don't want to spend more time on this than I already have. And you probably noticed I also found some sheep. And I totally didn't trek across the entire continent looking for those guys. It totally didn't take me 10 Minecraft days to find them and then bring them back. Yeah, totally. And, well, anyways, I have this place mostly built. It's not the best or the prettiest, but it's gonna work for the purposes that I need. And up here, I have a space for windmill. I have a space for the windmill. And up here, I have this little observation platform, which I'm hopefully gonna be able to access with not this. I was thinking of doing a gantry going all the way up using windmill power, but we'll see how that works a little later down the line. But in order to get this all built, we're going to need two things. One, we're going to need wool, and two, we're going to need slime. And the slime is because I'm going to need to make things that are sticky, including glue. So I need to pillar up there and not die. And that's over a forest. And slimes will probably jump down at me. Oh boy. Alright, so I am bringing just the essentials. I have dirt and a water bucket. I have a iron excavator, which I will be using to actually gather the slime, which there will be a lot. Are you kidding me? I went so far for sheep, and they were right here. I just remembered I saw them in either the last episode or the episode before. And I didn't think to... That's fine. I have plenty of sheep now. It's okay. I'll just loathe the fact that I traveled across the whole countryside looking for sheep and they were right there. But let's get ourselves underneath this. And we want to get underneath it. I don't want to come up on its edge, lest a slime jump off just like that. Oh, that was loud. Yep. And they're going to bounce around. But a slime could very easily just land on my head and hit me. So did it move? Anyways, let's go. Nope, nope, no, no, no. And I have my water bucket handy just in case I get knocked off. Hopefully that won't happen. Because I don't actually know for certain that I can do a water bucket MLG on this version of Minecraft. I haven't actually had to do one yet. There's another slime coming up to it. This is very high in the air. I think I am well past the point where this will kill me. And it's also nighttime. And I didn't bring a bed. I'm a genius. Honestly. It impresses me how smart I am with these decisions. Okay, we are now in this. Let me see. Can I use my vein hammer? Nope, it is dirt. Well, I have built here, there we go, and I've dug my way up, and now I can access the slime blocks. That's probably, yep, gonna flood. See how bad it is up here. Oh, they are aggressive, okay. Yep, I see those little red highlights. Alright, so I brought a sword, but I don't want to have to use it. Especially in such a precarious area. Well, let's just get up here and handle this. Oh, just one of you. There you go, you're gonna split. Now you're harmless. Oh! Gotta be careful or I'm going flying off the edge. There we go. Well, I can definitely spend some time up here while I wait for the nighttime to pass. But honestly, let's just take a moment to enjoy how pretty it is up here before we take apart the slime on this island. I have my render distance up pretty high. That forest fire is still burning. We got slimy leaves. Yeah, it is beautiful up here. Let's actually see if I can crank that render distance a little farther. All the way up to 32. That totally won't kill my computer. Ooh, there it goes. Oh, yeah. Wow, we can see all the way to... Is that the village we started in? It is. And that's the little... That's where our little cave was back in episode 1. Wow. Yeah. Oh, and there's some fire over there, little house, beautiful flowery hill. This is honestly a great way to get a lay of the land. You have a field over there, and that looks like a shipwreck. We'll definitely check that out at some point. More forest fires. Yep, there's the Guardian Temple. That's going to be something we're going to eventually get to checking out. I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon, though. This is just so pretty, and there's our house. Yeah, you can actually see the roof. And I'm going to be building a big warehouse right over there. And that's where we're going to put all of our create contraptions. Well, let's go ahead and gather up this slime and then wait for daytime and head back home. I'll see you guys, hopefully, alive back at the house. Alright, we are back home, and I'll be honest, I made a bit of a mad dash in the middle of the night using that giant pillar of slime water, which we should probably patch up because that is not a pretty feature to our landscape. But we did get plenty of slime, and with it we can actually do two things. We can make some slime boots and we can make some super glue, so we can start putting contraptions together. And actually, upon double checking, these slime boots we won't be able to make because we need ender slime, so we'll get to that a little bit later. And well, I say a little bit, it's gonna be the end of the game that we can make those. But we'll go ahead and get started on making this contraption. So, in order, we are going to need a windmill chassis, or a windmill bearing rather, a radial chassis, and mechanical harvesters. We're going to need a lot of the latter two, but only one of the windmill bearings, which we can then attach with a bunch of windmill sails, which fortunately are not difficult to make. The problem was just getting the wool needed to make them. But we can make some sail frames pretty easily using just some sticks, some wool of any kind, and andesite alloy, and we get white sails. With those, we'll be able to make quite a large windmill if needed. I think initially though, we're gonna start out pretty meager. It's gonna look kinda dinky, not gonna lie. But it'll be enough to get the rotational energy that we need to start turning this into a farm. Now, what we're gonna need a lot of though is radial chassis. So starting from here, the windmill, I think is just gonna be out this little hole area. We'll make a little hole for it. It will just go out there. And that could have gone really bad. It'll just go down using radial chassis, and each of the radial chassis will be connected to a rotating set of linear chassis that have mechanical harvesters on them. And do we have the... Let's see, can we make the portable storage interfaces? We totally can. So we'll go ahead and add that to our list of things we'll need, and we can connect that with chests and have that output, say, somewhere down here. And if it's all connected to the same system, it should all share an inventory, so we shouldn't really need any sort of like distribution system. And we can test that a bit later, but let's go ahead and get started with some of this crafting. Now, we're not gonna have everything we need, and that is fine. But first, I need to go shear some sheep, because I don't actually think I had shears, and I haven't sheared any of the sheep that I have. So, go ahead and grab a bit of wheat. Do I have more in here? I have just enough to make one more sheep. That'll work. Hello, sheep. 2 of you make a little sheep, and we will shear the rest of you. And I can't get in there. Hold on. There we go. And let's... Okay. That should be fine for now. Let's... Don't let them... No. Do not want them getting out. And we will do something with the cows later. But let's go ahead and make some windmill sails, a windmill bearing, and our super glue that we need. So that's another thing I didn't add to the list. Super glue. So we could favorite that, and that's just made with iron nugget, some slime, and an iron sheet. Super easy to make and very cheap. So we have the iron nugget, and how much iron sheet are we going to need? Hopefully not too many, but this just needs stone, a slab, and a shaft, which we have 1 of. That'll work. We can get that. And it should just be any stone, right? Is it picky? It is unfortunately picky, so we'll just smelt up a single piece of stone. Doesn't look like I have any cooking. And let's see what else we're going to need. So let's go ahead and make that super glue, because we will be needing that. And the radial chassis, that's going to be a bit more expensive, so we actually definitely won't be able to fill this thing out completely how we want, but we can at least get it started in a way that's meaningful. And we got some stressometers that we can use. We have andesite casings, those will be useful. And let's see. Okay, so I have a very full inventory. Let's put some of this away. The wheat seeds away elsewhere. Let's take some of this. Need to grab my andesite alloy. For now, let's just make 6 of these. There we go. And that's 6 radial chassis that we can build up. We also want to do just some linear chassis. Which, how are these built? Okay, exactly the same but sideways. Okay. So we'll do... let's do some of those like that. And if I need to make more andesite, that's not really too much of an issue. I have the resources to do it. I am just being lazy about it. Let's go crush our single iron piece so that it's flat and can be made into super glue. There we go. We'll come back for that in just a moment. Actually, I think it already made. Yep. Pretty fast mechanism. And we have the windmill bearing? No, we were waiting on the stone. Let's grab the stone. Right there. Go over here. Won't do. And that's a windmill bearing. It's going to complete a quest. And what does that quest actually give us? If anything. Where is that quest? Oh, it needs me to make glue and storage interfaces first. Okay, so we need 4 interfaces, so we just need 2 iron sheets, and we can make those. So let's flatten up some iron. More iron, rather. And I can make this super glue real quick as well. Let's see. I should have everything I need for the super glue in my inventory, except for the slime, which I have in my inventory now. So we can click that, make the super glue, and then we're gonna go grab our chutes, or our stuff to make our chutes, rather. Oop. There we go. And should just need the iron ingots, which I have in the chest. There we go. And we'll get the chutes. Oh, I actually didn't mean to make that many, but that is fine. And we'll make 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't need to turn all of those. And that completes the quest. And the reason I wanted to complete that quest is I should be able to get some rewards off of the things over here. And this is just for setting up an automatic fuel system, but it's helpful, I'll be honest. And these little details over here are for automating the production of clay, zinc, and iron and flint. And over here on this tab that we, I think, just unlocked, we have the automation matrix, which this whole area is just informative on how to actually automate the production of various minerals, which we'll probably get more into in the next episode. But we still have some work to do in this one. So now we just need to make mechanical harvesters, which require andesite alloy. We're going to need a lot of that. And I'm going to need to clean out my inventory real fast. We'll just put all of our create stuff in our little create chest for the time being. And I need clay. So I'm going to go grab some clay right after I sleep and make a bunch of andesite alloy. Should only take me a few moments, but I will be right back. Alright, I made and blasted the andesite alloy using our little blast furnace thing out there. And now we can get back to making this. So to make the mechanical crafters, or the mechanical harvesters, we need to crush up some more iron and then put them together. So I'm thinking if we do at least one layer now, then it's going to need to be 1, 2, 3 across. So we could actually probably do 2 layers with this. So we need to make 3 of those, and it's 2 iron. Well, okay, so 6. And if we wanted to do 2 rows, we just do 12. All right, let's get this iron crushed up. And once that's crushed up, we can actually start putting it together. In the meantime, I'm going to put together the stuff for the sails, which should just be sticks, wool, and andesite alloy. And we have plenty of both now. Sticks, wool, andesite alloy. We can make 10 just off of this. There we go. And it's not a lot, but it will get the job done for now. We don't need it to be super, super big, and that's 12. Oh, wow, I perfectly timed that. Okay. And so, I think the only thing we have to do now is actually craft this. So we'll grab the andesite casings, which we can make 7. And let's just throw this in. And we definitely can't make enough. Oh, wait. 4. Okay. So we'll make more of the andesite alloy while we are away. Or rather, while we're up in the tower, putting everything together. So, iron nuggets, clay, and andesite. I can get more, I'm just a little bit lazy about it, and there are ways to automate the production of this andesite alloy, which we'll probably get into in the next episode, when I start automating the production of resources, preparing for, to be completely honest, preparing for a trip to the moon. But that'll be a bit into the future, so let's just go ahead and grab everything we need and hop upstairs and see what we can put together. So, we have the windmill bearing, we have linear chassis, we have our super glue, we have chutes, portable storage interfaces, and we have our sails already here. Don't need our andesite casings, we will need our gearbox, we will need our cogwheel to increase the rotational speed, So the whole process is a bit faster. I think that's it. And then it will just be the kind of annoying process of making sure everything works. But it shouldn't be too difficult. So let's go up here and put together a rudimentary windmill. I do mean rudimentary, it is not going to be anything pretty. So go ahead and knock this out of the wall. And build 2 out. And we will attach the windmill. So this should have an output there. We will put a large gear and then a small gear. And we will worry about extending that shortly. And that's just to get the rotational energy out. Then attach that. And, oh, definitely don't want it that direction. Want it to be like that. And I'd like to just go ahead and use our wool because we have shears on us. Okay. We can attach this downward. Over. If I break this, is it going to break everything around it? No. Okay. But I do need to use super glue to connect everything up. And then let's see if we can do this. And I'm not too worried about like being able to get back in. I can just jump. Go. And let's just slap one on the front for now. Make sure everything is connected nicely. That one won't work. Okay, well, we'll add more sails to this in the future and probably actually bring it out a block, but this should do for now. We have this, and am I over water? I am. There we go. And let's go up and activate this and see if it's giving what we need it to do. Hopefully everything is spinning properly once we turn it on. Yep, that is a slow-moving windmill, which at this stage is honestly all that we need. And we can go ahead and attach a gearbox, and to that gearbox we can do a little bit of acceleration. It's not going to be super fast just yet. And oh, that is another thing we need. We need a radial mechanical bearing. The mechanical bearing is what actually allows this whole thing to spin, and it's built exactly like a windmill chassis, or a windmill bearing, just with a andesite casing instead of a piece of stone. So we'll go in, sleep, and make that. I'm actually going to make it before we sleep because I want this done. I need to cook up the andesite, so we'll sleep and then do that. Okay. This should at least have one done. Yep, that's all we need. And we have everything we need to make this. Except for the shaft. Yep. And we'll grab andesite casing. And do we have a slab? We don't have a slab. Grab a slab. Craft the mechanical bearing. There we go. And this is what's actually going to do the rotating. So we can come up here and set up a little connector. Just like this. And I will actually need to probably just disconnect this temporarily. Let's actually get above this so that I can attach this properly. Just like that. Wait, that's still wrong. I need to do this. There we go. Then we drop down a layer and start connecting the linear chassis. Like that. Just like that. And we want that blocked up for the water, which we should be able to waterlog the blocks. But we have the chassis. And where did I put my other chassis? I swear I had them. Anyways, let's go ahead and connect these pieces up. So go all the way down here. I click this one. Oh wait, I just remembered. We actually don't need to do that, because these all should just connect. So let's just see. Is this spinning? It is not. So we can crack that open and should be able to fix it by just connecting these, but we have to turn it off first. If it's rotating at all, it just doesn't want to work. I swear. Do I really need to do that? That should... I should probably turn this into a vertical. That would help a lot. Just got a little too excited. I want this to work and I want it to be turned on. There we go. Ooh. Wonder why I was doing that. Let's troubleshoot a bit and break off right there. Is it doing that because it's too tight of a space? Alright, so we have the portable storage interface, which I should just be able to connect sideways here, put a chest and another portable storage interface right here, which it's gonna give me trouble for this, I just know what. Oh, what the heck? Why are you that way? I know I could fix it with a wrench. I am lazy about it. Okay. Just drop down a layer. And hold shift. Place it like that. There we go. I think they'll meet in the middle, but I need to attach this first to test. Go. And let's see. Yep, it connects. Ooh, but it's connecting a lot more. Oh, geez. Oh, there it is. Oh. What just happened? How much did I connect together? Okay, we're gonna fix this gaping hole in the side of my windmill and be back in just a second, because that is not what was supposed to happen. I'm actually a little stunned. I have no idea how that happened. Whoops. I think the obvious answer is I connected something somewhere that wasn't supposed to be connected. Now a bunch of blocks are lost. Oh, jeez. Okay. We will... Okay, most of them pop down here, it looks like. Why did it even connect down here? How did it do that? It's like it just split the whole thing in half. It's so weird. I've never seen that happen before. In all of my time working with Create, that's a new one. Oh, it even chopped upward. Okay. Never had a house chopped in half by Create. This is definitely new territory for me. Okay. How far did this go? Did it chop something down here somehow? No? Okay. Yep, here's all the blocks that got pushed out. They all tried to occupy the same space. I definitely messed something up with the glue, because that That is not supposed to happen. I'll have to make some repairs, but for now let's try and fix that. And next time that I do that, I'll just wait for it to keep rotating so I can lock it back into the correct position. Okay. Just fill this up. There we go. Ow. Okay. Alright, let's see. So this is connected like that, and that's fine. Should probably just do that. Okay, so I've made some changes to the position of all of the glue, which should have fixed it. So hopefully the whole thing isn't rotating now. Huh, that's a new one. Well, the whole tower isn't rotating, which is definitely an upgrade, but no, that's not connected. If I just apply that and come over here, do that. There we go. Sure, that'll work. Unless it doesn't. Let's see. Oh! That's not right at all. Okay. We are going to wait for that to be back where it's supposed to be before we hit it. Okay. Didn't stick. What is happening? Alright, I discovered what the problem was, and thanks to the wonders of, I guess, sick brain, I didn't realize that I was making a very simple and easy to fix mistake. It honestly was just because I was using radial chassis when I should have been using linear chassis from the get-go, and to be completely honest, I thought that I was. I wasn't. That's gonna pretty much be it for this episode. We have finally built our farming contraption, and well, it's farming. I need to make some adjustments, of course, to get everything up and fully operational, but all I really need to do now is just expand it downward and add more crops for it to gather, and we'll be set. But that's going to be it for this episode, and I hope to see you all in the next one. And remember to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like the video if you enjoyed. And I'm also going to try and put out some new content, something a little different. I think you already probably saw the short that I put out about the Modpack Unpack, which I did a long time ago with RLCraft, but I want to start doing it again with more Modpacks, so I did one about this one. But anyways, I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.